Yours are on fire.
Dude, my all of it hurts. On today's episode of Watch JR Go, the end of the world.
Fire the missiles.
Fire the missiles. What is going on, guys? I am Watch JR Go, and today I'm here with Josh. And man, have we been at this for an hour.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it, actually.
More than an hour.
Yep, it's been a while. So we started by welding nuts onto that broken off bolt that was hanging out in the manifold. You can see, there's one, still hot. Here's one, failed. Here's one, failed. There's two more over there, failed. And every one of those times, the welds would not hold after we got a breaker bar on there and all of our string. And that thing was just not gonna come out. So we gave up on that plan, and we were like, let's drill it out, and we'll have a nice sleeve left of the bolt, and we'll put a bolt through it, put a nut out there, good to go, all done. Well, then I started drilling it. Of course, we stepped it up through 4 iterations. It's taken lots and lots and lots of drilling, and as soon as the big drill bit got to the end, it started pulling the bolt out. So that's the bolt.
What's left of it?
Just coming right out, no worries. I guess we have succeeded, and now I will have to replace it with a factory bolt. I'm gonna put anti-seize on this. I bet the factory didn't do that. There she goes. Those threads are still intact too. I can chase them. I guess I got my tap set here. Look at that. You can even see it's got a self-starting taper on the end. If it'll focus on it. There it goes. And that's what's left of it. That took a very long time. Anyway, Josh did the welding thing. We did the torch thing. I had that thing, the whole manifold hot. That didn't work. Well, we tried everything. Anyway, we got it out after trying everything. And it's somehow perfectly OEM quality, and we're not gonna have to put a nut and bolt through there.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
That's right, that's right. So next up, we get to replace the rear main seal. We've got the seal puller here and a brand new rear main. And then we're not gonna put the transmission in today. And you're thinking, well, that's the whole point of this job. Yes, but my neighbor watched the video and he was like, put a radiator in it too. So now we're gonna pull the front end of this thing apart and put a new radiator in it. I've already called O'Reilly's. They've got it waiting with new radiator hoses. We've got to go buy another flush bottle and clean the lines one more time too to make sure those are all super clean. How bad's it look?
Does it drop out the bottom?
You know,
I think it might.
I wonder if it does.
It might be an option.
I'm not against that option.
Because it's got a mechanical fan.
It does.
Which is always difficult.
What's this? Oil cooler? Or, you know what? I think that's, oh, it's a dual cooler. Oh, my worst nightmare. No wonders it had so much fluid capacity. There's an external cooler up there, and it tees off from the radiator cooler 100%.
This is a pass-through.
Yeah, so, and that goes over to the radiator, which loops through the
no.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh. That's terrible. What a huge job.
So it's got like a heavy duty tow option or something?
I've seen a lot of cars do that dual cooler thing.
Huh.
I hate it when they do it. Just run one big external and put an E-fan on it or something. They don't do this nonsense anymore. Now they do exactly that. They run a whole nother cooler and put an electric fan on it and it's done. This has a power steering cooler too. It's incredibly cool underneath here.
What is a Ford? It will need that.
Oh, that's true, huh? Always smoke the power steering
fluid. Probably
fluid.
still screams and howls.
Always smoking that power steering fluid. This engine is so clean. All the factory paint on it and everything up inside there.
Yeah, very nice.
Crazy.
Never been off-road, that's for sure.
It has not. Did you notice like nothing's been hit? It's wild. This is our seal puller. This is the Lyle seal puller that has like a leverage built into it. What you do is it has a little hook, and I put that right beside the crank, and then we take this, set it up like that, and you get a little pivot point, and then we need to be able to pull on this thing, and it should just pull the seal right out. Oh!
And it did.
Just like so. Rear main seal removal. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna wipe everything down and we'll drive in the new one. This is that seal puller tool. I loosened up the little lever, and then I put the hook underneath the rear main and then twist and pushed in, and it lets you get a nice hook on it. Then you set that thing down, tighten it down, and then put all your leverage on it, and it should just rip that seal right out. And there's many other ways to do it, the way Josh always does it, and honestly it works really well, is you just take a tiny drill bit, punch a hole in the seal because it is metal, and then a wood screw in there, and put a hook on it of some sort, like a trim tool or two screwdrivers, whatever you got.
Sometimes just a screw goes into the crank
and it just pushes it out.
The seal walks up the threads.
Yeah, so
fine.
You don't need special tools, but also the special tools are real cheap. And it should keep you from hurting anything if you're worried about what you're doing. So the new seal came with an installation tool, a plastic ring. There's the rear main seal with the rear main seal installation tool. It sets right on the crank and it kind of protects it as it goes in. And here we have our industry standard rear main seal installation tool. Oh, it just went all the way in.
I just pushed on it and it basically went home.
All right, that's how it should. We did lubricate the sealing ring, probably why it's easy, but you know, 2x4 and a hammer always gets it done. Oh, beautiful. I didn't think we could come up with a more perfect tool.
Is this gonna make it to your affiliates link?
Yeah. Yeah, how do you get a 1x2 on Amazon?
Let me guess, it's gonna cost like $29.99.
That's right, that's right. Oh man. All right, we're good to go. That seal is driven home and we wiped off everything with some brake clean. So now we're ready to put a transmission back. First, I think we need to get to that radiator because I want access to the lines. All right, we're on to the next one. Now that the rear main seal's done and that exhaust bolt's out, we could put the transmission back in, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull this shield down underneath the radiator right here. It'll let us access the lines for that external cooler. Of course, we're gonna have to flush that external cooler again, and then we're gonna change the radiator, and then I think we'll be home free. So I've got a 10 on the impact here, and we'll just zip this out. Just drop these. And there's actually a plastic Christmas tree that holds this thing up. There's a Christmas tree on each side, actually. Yes, I'm using the swivel tin. Why? Because swivel tins go everywhere. There's one, and let me grab the other one, and we've got this thing out. It's crazy seeing every shield come off of a car and be completely intact. All right, how do you take this thing out? Looks like there's a couple bolts in the fan shroud. I'll pop those clamps, that way we can run cooler clean through those, and we'll just figure it out from there. This can't be too much work, although I do need to pull this hose and turn the radiator down. All right, we're going for the big pour today. Look at that, not even missing. So we've got the radiator drained all the way down from the petcock over there, and now we need to pull this lower radiator hose off because we're gonna replace all of the hoses and everything, basically just service it all. So if that clamp will come loose, we should be able to back this thing off. I think we're about to make a mess. Not too bad, not too bad. That lower radiator hose always has tons of coolant left in it. All right, huge props to Ford. You can do that whole job in just a handful of minutes if you have hood struts. But without the hood struts, that became a nightmare and spilled antifreeze everywhere when it should have only taken a few seconds. So I'm gonna go put those on it too, because you really can't work on cars without something to hold the hood up. And with the way these hood struts are, using those little hood prop things that you screw in that everybody uses would be super dangerous. So all I had is my Milwaukee light to hold it up. Let's just go get new ones and then pick up a new radiator and then put this thing back together. What a journey from simple transmission to massive job. But radiator, huge props to you, Ford. Really nice job. Now for the next knockout punch, we find out, zero out my calipers here. Whatever, they're at like the 100,000th. All right, we're gonna measure this radiator. 2.27 inches thick. So there are 2 radiators for this thing, and the one that was in stock at O'Reilly's, which I assumed would be the popular one that everybody would have, it's the not 2-inch one. I don't know exactly which one it is. We're gonna go see what it is. I'll just take the calipers with me, and we're gonna measure what they have. They said the 2-inch is special order, and they didn't tell me what the other one was, so I'm not entirely sure. I just know that it's the common one that is stocked and most people have to replace. So we're gonna go there now and see if we either have to wait 3 or 4 days, another punch in the gut with this job, or if we're good to go because the one everybody has is the one that's in this truck. So based on the external cooler, I'm gonna guess it's not. I think we're down hard. I sure hope this is the right one, but I just have a feeling it won't be. Let's try it out. How's it going? I don't think we actually need to measure this at all. Even if we could, it's like 0.8 inches compared to 2.27. Oh yeah, we could do that. There we go. 1 inch. Well, I don't think that's gonna work because we probably shouldn't downgrade it that far. All right, thanks, man.
Take it easy. Have a good one.
We are out of luck on the radiator, but we got the radiator hoses, we got the air filter, we've got another can of cooler clean on the way, and that means we are done for the night. All I can really do is go put these parts with the thing. Oh, nice prelude. Anyway, let's get back to the warehouse. While I was at O'Reilly's, I picked up an air filter because when I pulled this one out, the air box was literally stuck to it, and you can see that it is fully caked with dirt. It looks like a gradient. And every time it gets bumped, dirt just falls out of there. So the engine was probably struggling. We'll need to clean the MAF. Obviously, the transmission even came with a warning that said clean the MAF or sluggish shifts may result. So that's on the to-do list, but we got a lot done today. Today was very successful. That bolt's out, which was a huge ordeal, and the rear main is installed and the radiator's out, and we're gonna overnight a new radiator and we will be on our way. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjericho.com where you can get cool shirts just like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time as we get this Explorer all ready to explore the world again. And I gotta get the floor cleaner out, clean up my mess here. Of course, I ordered hood struts too because we have to fix that. It's nearly impossible to work on this thing without them. And unfortunately, it uses little short ones. What were you doing, Ford? You win some, you lose some. At least tomorrow or Saturday, we'll be ready to drop this transmission in, and the neighbor will have basically a brand new truck. Went through everything.